time. I bought this thing, I don't know, 15, yeah, it's probably been 15 years ago, and I've had this thing sitting in storage, and it was just covered in rust. It is a Dayton 14-inch tradesman drill press, model 3Z917, 5-speed half-inch chuck, manufactured for Dayton Electric. So I don't know how deep I'm going to go with restoring this thing, if I'm just going to get it back operational or what I'm going to do, but what a job. Still works though. So after sitting for a few years, I've been working on this 14-inch Dayton tradesman drill press. This model 3Z917. Had a lot of stuff frozen up on it. Had some buddies on Facebook tell me what a couple of things were. You know, we do a lot of things in life, man, but I've never came across having to work on the innards of a chuck. I've always just replaced them if the need came about. So I pulled this one out, and this one here was different than a lot of them, as it didn't have a slot for that mortise joint. So I took an old tie rod end tool, and I don't know if this is broke or if this is supposed to be in pieces here. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I can't tell if that's supposed to be a one piece or not. But this thing would not tighten or open. 100% frozen. So I added some heat to it and was trying to work it loose with some pipe wrenches. And this deal here come off, which is was news to me, that's the way that came off. Now we know. I don't chase YouTube for answers on everything, you know. Sometimes I try to explore and find things out the way I used to back in the day. Before YouTube, yeah, there was a time. So I'm going to clean this thing up and see if I can get this thing back to life here. And I'm going to have to clean these parts real good and see if this is a single piece or if this is a two piece that's broken. The way it's, let's see here. Yeah. No, that's the way it's supposed to be. It's store-bought like that. Yeah. Because that's perfect V's on both sides. That's not broken. So anyway, let me gut this little guy and get it all cleaned up, see if I can get it good and freed up, and hopefully I won't have to replace it. I don't like these types of chucks that have the key, but they are what they are. But and I'm sure, I bet you that's pressed on there. I didn't see a screw in the end of this. I bet you there's a, I think they call that a mortise fitting in there, you know, press fitting as well. Hard to say though. Excluding the two punches, here are the parts for this thing. Now, I didn't chemically clean this stuff. I did it mechanically because it's just faster. There is the fangs. Looks a little long in the tooth. These came out real nice. Got a little bit of stuff I didn't get with that wire wheel in there, but you know, that's part for the course. I always thought these things were, you know, a lot heavier metal, but this is pretty thin. This is a little tin can here, you know, and I noticed when I put heat on it, it started to get blew real quick, and I was like, whoa, back off. What does that say? OBS USA. Half-inch cap. I did put a couple of marks on it personally, but most of it was already there. Then there's this guy. I don't know the names of all this stuff. I still need to clean inside here, as you can see. Let me see if we can get some light on the situation there. Look, see? And there is a screw there. I put a Phillips in there and turned like about a quarter of a turn, and then looked again, and all my marks were gone. But you can see where the material, see where it looks like it changes in there. Let me try something. I don't know if that whole thing is a screw head or what. Anyway, so this here I'm going to more than likely have to clean chemically. And I'll also stick a wire brush up in there with a little Dremel or something, try to clean these guys out. Because I think this is where it was froze. It would have to be. Pretty unique looking thing. If I had better cutting tools, man, I'd probably put this thing on the lathe and try to turn this down just a little bit to get all these marks out of it. Cut a new surface on here. But I'm still not comfortable enough with my lathing skills.
Hi, you are currently being
That's all I have been successful at doing is really tearing stuff up. But I'm still learning, you know. I'm smart enough to know that I don't know anything. But, okay, well, let me go to try to get this thing put back together and see if it'll work. One thing I am getting very tired of is getting robbed by a company that
are currently being recorded.
I really like their product. This is PB Blast. I've complained about it before. I think everybody else has. But there is no go out of these cans after a while. They all leak out. So I'm gonna probably blow myself up. You know, if I blow up, I blow up. Safety third. Get off of there, you. Now I just spilled half of this crap, which pisses me off even more, but look at there, Bill. Right, so well, we got the little Big Daddy back together. And again, I'm not a big fan of this old school chuck system, but it is what it is, and I might look to find another style to put in here, but right now we just need to get this thing up and going. All I was going to do was drill a hole in that little piece of metal because I'm trying to make a T-nut for this thing. We got it all back together. It seems to be working okay, but it's still the bits slipping. These chucks are I just don't like them. But Anyway, I need to find some bolts and get this bolted down and do a little bit of other work to this thing, but it's coming along.